Hi guys, today we're talking about windscreen cover options. Right, so while we were away camping, we thought we would try, because we were away for a couple of nights, we thought we would try different windscreen covers and see how effective they are. So we are going to start tonight with this. So this is a Brandrup internal blind set, so it covers the two front doors and also the windscreen. It does have some stick-on Velcro little tabs that you have to put in place on the doors, and then a couple of strips of Velcro for the windscreen, which I'll show you how to do all of that. We've done all of that in advance to this. And we're going to install this now, and we'll see how we get on tonight, see how much condensation there is on the windows, all that kind of stuff. The forecast for tonight is about 7 to 8 degrees overnight. It's blowing an absolute gale outside, so it's kind of 40-mile-an-hour winds or so. So we'll see how we get on in terms of condensation. It's not meant to rain overnight. Let's see how we get on. Let's fit this one then. It's dead easy. You can probably see there's a bit of Velcro just around the edges of the doors there. It goes all the way around. So all you do with this is you put it in place, you start it. I like to start it at the back here to make sure it's going to seal properly, but effectively all you're doing really is you're just Velcro tabbing this on all the way round, nice and easily, like that. And all you do is shut the door like that, and then we do the same on the other side, and then we're going to do the windscreen one. So getting the inside one in is slightly more tricky, especially now we've turned the seats around and everything. But first things first, obviously take off anything which is going to be in the way of us sliding it in. So we just need to slip these few lays and other bits and pieces off. We've actually got a windscreen sucker from when we were videoing in the van as well. So I just need to take that off. So bear with me a second. So that's that one. So that needs to come off. And then with this, you've obviously got to get it the right way up for a start. So you've got the cutout for the mirror at the top, what would be the mirror or the top of the windscreen there. And then you've got these tabs which go on the inside, because you've got Velcro on this side, and obviously there's Velcro which we've stuck on there, and these help you take it off once you've already put it on. So then what you have to do is you slide it in basically. So this is slightly tricky. We'll have to see how Sarah would get on with this, because it's quite sizable, as you can see. So you effectively feed it over the top of the headrest, get it in place. This looks all very kind of manual and a bit stupid, but you'll see when we get close it actually all starts to make sense. So what you do then is you get this in place here, start to get it Velcroed in place around the top here, and then you can start to feed it into the right place. Now it's actually slightly too far this way at the moment, so we're going to have to move it around a little bit, but you get the idea that you are effectively feeding it into the inside of the windscreen. Now, I think a lot of you would probably say it's too much hassle, just have an outside one, would be a lot easier. But actually, if it's pouring down with rain, it's blowing a gale, actually you might find this a little bit easier. So let me tidy this up, and then we'll show you what it looks like when it's nicely fitted. Right, so there you go then. That is it installed as it should be. So let's see how it is in the morning then. Okay, so night number one with this Brandrup internal screen set done, and I've not been outside. I don't know what it's going to be like in terms of condensation. Both Sarah and I have had a shower in the van So yeah, let's see what it's like. So they've got these little tabs you can pull on. Oh, oh. So there you go then. In fact, tell you what, let's whip this out so we can actually see properly. Right. So as you can see, we've actually got, it's not dripping down the windscreen by any means, but it's not dry. So it gives you a bit of an idea of what that windscreen one's going to be like. Let's go and have a look at one of the doors. Okay, so driver's door, nice and easy these. Ta-da! Nothing on that one. Right, so we've taken it all off the front then, the Brandrup one, the internals. Let's just show you how this goes away. So it's pretty straightforward really. You've got to, obviously this is easier when you've got space. So you've got to open up the big one, put the smaller ones inside, so lay them out so that they're all flat, and then really you've got to try and roll it up together. And the reason you've got to do that is because we're trying to get it back into its plastic bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of them. Now you do have to do this really tight so that you can get it in the bag. So let's see whether I can do it first time. Yeah. Roll it up like this. Oh, it's looking quite good. Usually Sarah gives me a hand with this. So let's see whether I can do it. Slip it over the end without it unrolling. Yes, this is as much of a pain as it looks. Let's see whether we can get it in. There you go. And then you end up with your windscreen sausage. So for us, all we do with that is we post it through there. So tonight, I think we're going to try the Campervan Bits thermal exterior screen cover, which covers both side windows, the windscreen, but it's obviously on the outside. So let's give that a go and see how that forms and whether we get any condensation in the morning then. Night number 2, and preparation is that Campervan Bits screen. So that's in the boot. Excuse the junk. Oh, and all the other screens. So, as you can see, arguably a slightly handier sized bag to be able to pack rather than that massive long tube that you get with the Brandrup. I haven't got a downer on the Brandrup, but this is a handy bag. So let's go stick this on around the front. Now, we've picked our opportune moment to do this because it has been raining this afternoon, which obviously isn't great if you're trying to put this on because you get wet. And the van is dry at the moment, which again is a big plus because trying to put one of these on a wet windscreen is a bit horrid. So, what have we got then? We have got this. So if you've not seen one of these before, where have you been? Because everyone's got one of these, I think. But this one is a double-sided silver one. So good in the summer for reflecting heat, good in the winter for keeping the heat in. But it does only go on one certain way round. And the way that you do it is you hook it over the doors. It kind of hooks on like that on the front doors. And that's what these elasticy bits here for. It's easier if I just do it, and then you can see what I'm talking about. So, first of all, you have to kind of give it a good old throw over the van, like that.
Probably the other thing that's worth saying is as well that you need to make sure that your automatic wipers are switched off if you happen to have left your ignition on.
So, you can see there I've just undone that Velcro to hook it over the mirror there, which then means what you can do is you have to open the door. Have to hook this over the back, and there's a little out there, and we can adjust it again a bit in a minute, but then you just shut it like that, As you can see, that's going to hold that in place quite nicely. Then we go around here. You have to do the same on this side. And the reason it's got elastic on these is because obviously when you open the door, you need to be able to pull this over. So get that roughly in place. Undo the Velcro there. And then that's shut. There's these little Velcro straps here, which just go nicely round the door handle so that doesn't flap about too much. These ones here just do up there around the bottom of the mirror so that won't flap around. And then here, the idea is to pull it down a bit. It's down here. It's slightly easier when you can actually stand your wipers up to be able to do this, but obviously on the Crafter you can't because they hit the bonnet here. So
crikey, nearly fell over a pitch post then.
So you do that, put that there. Oh, I've got to do this one on this side as well, but you get the idea. Job done, which is all well and good when it's not raining. So let's see how we get on tonight with this, and we'll see how much condensation there is in the morning. Going by previous experience, I think this will outperform the internal brand drops, but let's see.
Morning. So we've had this external screen on all night. It has rained, it's been windy, but for the moment looks pretty good. Can't see any condensation there for now. Both Will and I have had showers in the van this morning, and we've had some breakfast and cups of tea and coffee and bits and pieces. So we've been creating moisture in here. So let's take it off and see whether anything changes when we take it off. I think Will's been out early this morning already trying to clear a bit of bird poo off it, which is quite hilarious, but there we go. So let's go.
Right, so let's take this off then. It's exactly the same in reverse, so I'm not going to talk you through everything that I'm doing. But in terms of putting it back in the bag, there is a good way to fold it. So let me just take this off and then I'll show you how to put it back in the bag. Now, as you can imagine, this is a lot easier when it's not raining, because if this was sopping wet and it was raining, you'd get really wet doing this. But it's not, which is good. So what you do is you put it, where are we? Face down. So this would be the inside of the windscreen. Unfold it all like that, and then you fold these bits in right to the curves there. Put this point here at the top and fold that triangle in. Do that, same again on this side, and then fold it in half like that. Fold it in half again. And then you're trying to get it in thirds here. So 1/3 there, 1/3 there. It's thermal, so you can see there's loads of air in it. And then grab your bag, as if by magic, just like they've designed it. Goes back in its bag, just like that. And then that's ready to go back away again. Nice and easy. So there you go then. As you can see, no condensation. We've just taken the windscreen cover off. Nothing to be seen. So, external thermal winds so far. Looking pretty good. So, night number 3 then. Different campsite, different weekend. Doesn't matter. We've got the Brandrup external screen wrap. But this only covers the windscreen, doesn't cover the side windows, so we're going to have to use the internal Brandrup side window ones, which actually were pretty good when we tried them. So we're going to try those, but this is an even bigger tube that it comes in. It's effectively exactly the same as the inside screen covers, goes on the outside, so same material. And it's like bubble wrap, foil bubble wrap, but it's got these big flaps on the side. Now, to fit this, we have to put Velcro on the pillars, which I've got some footage of, I think. I'll just pop that on the screen now. And basically, once you've applied that, you have to leave it to set for a little while and everything else. But after that, this is effectively pretty straightforward. You just throw it over the windscreen, put your wipers on top of it, Velcro it in place, and then you can put your inside screen covers on too. And this could be the best of both worlds, because obviously you can still open your doors because these are on the inside. They don't have a wrap around the outside or anything. But as you saw with the Comforts outdoor screen, having an external screen cover may be a really good solution in terms of the amount of condensation. So let's get this on outside then. Right, so I've taken it out of its bag, and as you can see, it's got these kind of wing flap things on here. These are the bits that go around the doors. You can see they've got nice soft Velcro. That's not the scratchy side, because that goes around your A-pillar and you don't want it scratching your paint or anything. And this bit is the bit that gets attached to the Velcro inside. So we'll show you that in a second. Obviously a really big windscreen cover. It's huge. And well, we're going to see how easy it is to put on with one person, because Sarah's doing the filming. So we've got to basically throw this over the windscreen. This goes over the windscreen wipers, not under the windscreen wipers, which makes life a little bit easier.
And I think we have another top tip actually.
Oh, do we?
Make sure if you've left your ignition on that your automatic windscreen wipers aren't still switched on.
Should we do that?
I think we should do that. Definitely not got the ignition on. Yeah, that's all
No,
good.
no wipers
Very
on.
easy way to ruin wiper blades and wiper arms.
Ooh. So let's chuck that over. So give it a good old throw. I'm just tucking it just down.
Do you want me to hold it here?
There. Yeah, you can do.
So it's kind of 1.5 person, since I've only got one hand.
Now we've got to just get this roughly in the right place, because you can got to basically line it up so the side here manages to go around the pillar. So if you come around this side, what you'll see in here is I've stuck the Velcro on here. Can't profess that's in exactly the right place, but effectively what you do is you attach that to the Velcro there and then shut your door. Ta-da! So that's basically got that in place there. Just tuck that little bit in there, and then this side, pull it over a little bit, make sure it's nice and tight. Tuck this bit in the side here again. It's all good, and then same again. So this side here, we can just pull it round the pillar. Hello, dog. Make sure that's good and tight. And there we go, job done. What do you think to that?
Looks good.
So it does. I think these look really smart when they're on. I think it does look really good. So now we've got to do the inside ones. You've seen us do those on the previous video. And then we've got to sleep in it and see what it's like in the morning. Should we see if there's any condensation? What do you think? We've had our showers. It's the morning after. So 2 showers, boiled a kettle of water for a load of tea and all that sort of stuff. Sarah's just blow dried her hair. So we're basically ready to go, ready to get out of the van. So it's probably a good time to see whether we've got condensation or not with this external Brandrup cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump outside. I'm going to take it off, because if you have a look at the moment, you can't really see whether there's any condensation on there. I can just about see it. You're not going to see it on the camera. Easiest thing for me to do is to nip outside, take it off, and then you'll be able to see. Right, give me 1 second then. Oh, it's actually started raining as well.
Oh, lovely.
Which actually is one of the downsides of an outside cover. Right, what are we looking like?
A little bit of condensation, but it's more sort of steaminess than anything else actually. It's certainly not dripping.
I'm just going to grab that.
Okay. Yeah, so you can just sort of see there's a little bit of sort of steaminess along the edges. So there's a bit right in the middle.
Oh, okay.
There, along the bottom.
So
There's nothing actually at the top.
corners could do with tucking in a bit more or something, couldn't they?
Quite possibly, yeah. But a very, very small blast of the fans on starting the engine would get that gone.
It would.
In double quick time, actually. I say there's no dripping down the windscreen or anything like that. But we do now have a silver bubble wrap wet.
It's a bit of a problem with the external ones, isn't it? That's why I really like the internal ones, but they don't seem to be quite as good at doing the windscreen insulating. So there you go then. Right, I think we need to just have a bit of a roundup then, don't we? I need to just watch back the individual bits of footage. We've done these over a course of different nights. Need to watch that back, and then we'll do a bit of a roundup and summary. So all of the testing is now complete, and hopefully you've seen in the video there's actually a bit of difference between them all. So we've got I think the best performing out of all of them, the external windscreen wrap from Campervan Bits. Now obviously there are other manufacturers of these out there. You can obviously see all of those online as well. We've always used Campervan Bits one. We had one for our California, and obviously we've got one now for our MAN TGE based Westphalia here. Obviously the same for a Crafter as well. They do them with lots of different patterns and prints and kind of eyes and all that kind of stuff if you ask them to. But actually in terms of actual performance, zero condensation when using that, and I think that is brilliant. It is a bit of a pain sometimes if it's been raining overnight and you're taking it off in the morning, because obviously it's wet and it's been outside, so you can need to think about a dry bag or keeping it somewhere in the van, somewhere where you can then go and dry it out if you need to. If you're going from site to site over a course of a holiday, you don't need to dry it out because you just chuck it back on the van again the next night. But yeah, really good performance of that. It packs down really small, as I showed you in the video, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in the van either. Really convenient. We definitely think that's the best of the bunch. The brand drop stuff, quite convenient, because obviously you can arrive at a site, all of the internal blinds you can just shove straight in. Great. I think the external internal combo, I wonder why really, because when you've got something external, if it gets wet, you're still in the same boat. So actually using the external thermal wrap, the Campervan Bits one, probably a much better idea. So for us, Campervan Bits one all the way. We're going to take it with us all the time. That's going to be our go-to, and yeah, hopefully should work really well for us on a kind of every camping trip basis. The only thing I'd say is we haven't tested another option which some people do have as standard in their vans and are fitted afterwards, which is the concertina type blinds, which are fitted internally. So those come with kind of plastic covers and shrouds and everything. I think they're Remis who make them mainly. You get them on the cab doors, and you also get them for the windscreen, and it's like a big concertina blind which obviously fits internally. You can just pull up on a site, close all of those, job done, and it gives you that privacy. Now what I've heard is mixed opinions about condensation with those. Some people say it doesn't really help with condensation, you still get a load on the windscreen, whereas other people swear by them and say that they're absolutely brilliant. And it might just be that that's the difference between somebody sleeping with a roof vent open or a window cracked open versus somebody who doesn't. So who knows? In all of our testing we didn't have any windows open or any roof vents open, just to try and make it consistent and fair between the comparison. So there you go. Let us know in the comments below what you think. It's taken us a few nights to get through all of these. Hopefully this comparison's been useful for you. All the links and kind of description of all of the items and everything is in the video description below, so do have a look at that. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, comparison stuff, a few product reviews, and obviously seeing where we go camping for some ideas. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon for some more Campervan Time.